Hello, friends. Welcome to the Career Guru Podcast. I am your host, Steve Yanovsky. What a glorious day it is to start your path with a new career. Doors are opening here at the Boston Career Institute even as we speak. And I'm here holding the key for you. So tune in, stay sharp, and enjoy yourself. This is going to be great. Hashtag Let's Career Up. Greetings, my friends, conversationalists, thrill seekers, career gurus, aspiring career gurus, everyone in the career guru land. This is your career guru speaking to you across the internet, bringing you yet another exciting installment of the Career Guru Podcast. Geez, did I say career guru enough times this morning or afternoon, whatever the case may be? Well, we are the career gurus. And so today, I was going to break from our most recent routine because I heard an interesting interview with our aspiring presidential candidate, Kamala Harris, on CNN. And I made this recording. I made a video clip, an audio clip, which I'm going to play for you right now. So we're going to step back from some of their most recent psychological adventures in career guruing and get back to the basics of answering interview questions. So I thought this was a great intro because it's so fresh. So I'm going to play for you a very brief audio of a question that was posited by a CNN reporter to Kamala Harris. Listen to it now.
And what weaknesses do you bring to the table, and how do you plan to overcome them while you're in office?
That's a great question, Joe. I am certainly not perfect. So let's start there. And I think that I'm perhaps a weakness someone said.
Well, let's try this one more time, in case you didn't hear it right. Let's try it one more time. Here we go. One more time. Listen carefully.
What weaknesses do you bring to the table, and how do you plan to overcome them while you're in office?
That's a great question, Joe. I am certainly not perfect. So let's start there. And I think that
That, my dear friends, is a hard no as far as an interview is concerned. Okay, now I wish her all the best, but this interview didn't go well. So let's get back to our interview questions. I know we talked about this before when we first started the podcast, but it's time to refresh our memories about interviewing. An interview is a well-rehearsed, well-choreographed adventure during which you actually have a wonderful time talking about yourself. You must be prepared to field any questions without hemming and hawing what we just heard, and certainly not talk about your weaknesses. I'd like to remind people about certain interview questions and rules of interviewing. Always positive, never personal, and always professional. There must never be any dead time in your answer. So these are the most basic rules of interviewing. And of course, come prepared. You must know the basic interview question because all questions revolve around the basic framework of the interview questions. Let's start with the most basic one. Tell me a little bit about yourself. This question must roll off your tongue like nobody's business. Like, what's your name? You're always certain of your name. Hey, my name is Career Guru. And that just comes out natural and assured. But they're talking about you, the professional you. Remember, we always talk about professional, nothing personal. They don't need to know what's your favorite color. Well, sometimes they do ask that question. Okay, so I'm going to kind of roll that back a little bit. But they don't need to know about your personality traits that people, I am the career guru. My favorite color is purple. I like to go fishing. I spend my weekends in the Berkshires. I like this. I like that. No, they don't care about that. They need to know about the professional you. I am a motivated, dedicated, and highly skilled professional looking for full-time employment within your organization. I bring to the table a certain amount of experience and education and my wonderful character traits that I bring to the workplace where I'm beloved by all. And this is your answer. You state who you are. And based on this answer, the rest of the questions will be answered. Now, the best thing to know is that we never answer negative questions, because what are the negative questions? Well, the negative question was the question that was posited by the CNN reporter to Kamala Harris. What weaknesses do you bring to the table? And, it comes usually in a pair. One of the first questions that people ask you are, what are your strengths? And guess what? We hearken back to the first answer, because the first things we said during the interview were, I am a motivated, dedicated, and highly skilled this, that, or another thing. Well, whatever the case may be, whatever your profession is, these are your strengths and they will stay with you. So your job is to reinforce your strength. Well, what are your strengths? Well, I am motivated, I am dedicated, and I am highly skilled. These are your strengths. You keep reinforcing that. The other questions they ask you, what will your former bosses say about you? Well, guess what? We keep reinforcing the same point. They will tell you that I am motivated, dedicated, and highly skilled. Of course, you can spice it up a little bit. Most importantly, not to sound like a parrot, but like I told you, this is a prepared, well-choreographed, established routine. It is developed over weeks of preparedness and preparation and training, where you sit in front of a mirror. Today, you can sit in front of your telephone, but I still recommend a mirror where you talk to yourself. You ask yourself these questions, prepare a list, and ask yourself these questions. When your reflection stops laughing at you and you believe yourself, you will be hired. I guarantee it. The career guru means it. What will your former bosses say about you? They will say that I'm motivated, dedicated, highly skilled, throw in reliable, and any other adjective that puts a positive spin on you. And here's the negative question that comes as a pair as to what are your strengths. The other question is, hey, what are your weaknesses? This was the question. What weaknesses do you bring to the table? Now, this should have been a no-brainer for a person as experienced and intelligent as Kamala Harris. But did you hear that answer? Let's listen to it one more time. And let's see if we can sort of back up a little bit here and, break it down. Let's listen in. Let's listen in.
What weaknesses do you bring to the table, and how do you plan to overcome them while you're in office?
Here we go. What weaknesses do you bring to the table, and how do you plan to overcome them? Here she goes.
That's a great question, Joe. Well, I am certainly not perfect. So let's start there. And I think that
Enough. Where are we here? What did she say? What did she do to herself here? Would she have gotten a job if this were a job interview? I mean, the answer here is maybe, but we want to guarantee our success. What are we going to do about this? What did she do wrong? Well, first of all, I'm not perfect, Joe. Why would we ever say that about ourselves? We never, of course, need to say, oh, well, I'm the greatest thing since sliced cheese. I mean, you can sort of joke about this in a self-deprecating kind of a humorous way, but there's no need to do that. That depends on the rapport that you have established with your interviewer. But we never, ever say that we are less than perfect. So how do we stand this question on its head? What weaknesses? One of the best ways to do that is to negate the negativity by saying, I do not believe in weaknesses. I believe in opportunities for improvement. Because I'm such a motivated and dedicated professional, I promise you, and I promise the American people, that I will spend every day and use every opportunity to improve myself because I am all about improvement. Boom, right there. We destroy the negative question. We destroyed it. What we just heard, this is happening in the highest level. So don't be down on yourself if you, in your past, had, missed your opportunity during the interview. It's your opportunity to learn to interview better. And remember, interviewing is fun. Interviewing is an opportunity to say something nice about yourself. And remember that old adage, if you don't say something nice about yourself, no one else will. This is your opportunity to shine, unimpeded. Nobody's going to challenge you when you talk about your wonderful nature, your experience, your motivation, your dedication, your skills. All of these things tend to shine during the interview. Now, what other negative questions could they ask you relative to this one? Well, one of the best examples of those questions happens to be, can you tell me a problem that you may have had with a coworker or with your boss or with a client, whatever the case may be, and how did you solve it? These are hypothetical, but very interesting questions. And remember, an interview in reality is a psychological profile. It is not about what you know or if you know how to do certain things. It's just to see if you're going to fit in to the group. They want the right kind of a person to be there. So it's a psychological profile that they're getting out of you right now. Will you fit into the group? Will you be a boat rocker? Are you a person who's going to be at the water cooler spreading gossip? And these are big things. These are big things. These are very big things. So how do we answer this seemingly negative question? Once again, rule for negative questions is to make them positive. So they're asking you a hypothetical question. And we'll come back to another variation of this question. Another variation of this question would be is, I'm going to give you a hypothetical situation, and how will you handle it? So a belligerent customer comes in, or a belligerent supervisor does this. But let's first get back to this question. When they're asking you, tell me about a problem that you may have had, and how did you resolve it? So here is the foundation with which we go. So if people ask you to discuss problems, first of all, they want to know if you're going to share the problems. And you don't want to share problems. Because if you share problems from your other employer, that means in the mind of the person who is interviewing you, that you will share problems that you have with them with other people when you leave. Because most people are not lifelong careerists like people used to be. Like you could go in and work for General Motors. You start when you're 17, you retire when you're 57, you put in a lifetime and all is good. But no, people don't do that anymore. 2-3 years and off you go if employers are lucky. So you're going to be sharing your the dirty laundry with other employers about the job that you just had? No, they don't want people like that. So remember, they don't want any sharing, okay? They may have this positive interaction. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened to you. Oh, geez, tell me more. No, you don't want to get in there. You don't want to go down that rabbit hole. You want to stay positive. Positive. So here's the way to answer this question. And let me remind you what the question is once again, because I rambled on just a little bit so you don't forget. Tell me about a problem that you may have had in the workplace and how did you resolve it? Here we go. Well, I'm not at liberty to discuss the problems with my former employer. But I can tell you right now that I resolved all problems by following the company rules, as well as professionally and politely. Look at that. I walked away from negativity. I turned my back on it. I am not going to say anything negative. And I want to remind you that it's a small world out there. You know, people know one another, and they may know people from your former employer. They'll ask, hey, do you know Bobby from there said, of course I do. What do you think about that person? Ooh, that's a trap. That's always a trap. Never say anything negative about anyone. Always positive things. Even if they say, that person also applied for the position that you're applying for. What do you think about that? And the answer should always be, you will not make a mistake by hiring that person. That person is an excellent hire. I highly recommend him. I said, well, what about you? I said, don't worry, it's okay. I'm sure you will hire the best possible candidate. And you know what? More often than not, they're going to hire you for that statement alone. But let's go back to the question that I had, the variation of the question we just answered, and that was, if they give you a hypothetical scenario, they said, okay, I understand about your former employer that you don't want to discuss this, but let's say in our company, you'll be working with a lot of clients, and a lot of times they're going to be angry, and a lot of times they're going to take it out on you. How are you going to solve this problem? How are you going to react to this situation? And, I may have years of experience, dealing with belligerent clients. But do I want to share my experience with this current employer? And the answer, of course, is a no, because I have no idea what the employee handbook says. I haven't had the opportunity. I did not have the orientation with the people who are interviewing me right now. And this is the big deal here. This is your opportunity once again to shine and said, I'm sorry, I cannot answer this question having not done due diligence, and I haven't been exposed to your employee handbook. You see, I always follow the company rules and policies. So the way to answer this question is, I will solve this problem by following the company policies and departmental rules. I will tell you right now that I will handle them politely and professionally. And there you go. And there you go. Hey, career guru, what do you bring to the table? I bring motivation, dedication, and my skills, my experience, all those wonderful things. But remember, we always hearken back to the original questions. Tell me a little bit about yourself. That is the foundation. And the foundation are those P's that I told you about. Professional, positive, nothing personal. Gonna throw another P in there. Prepared. Always be prepared for your interview. You cannot be caught like our presidential candidate here answering this question, which is a gift from God. She should have blown that out of the water and left the interviewer smiling and happy. Instead, what did we hear?
Do you bring to the table, and how do you plan to overcome them while you're in office?
That's a great question, Joe. Well, I am certainly not perfect. So let's start there. And I think that...
Yeah, that. Well, I expected better, and I expect better from everyone who is faced with this question. This is a guaranteed home run. But the only time it's a guaranteed home run, that's a soft pitch, and you can swing and hit it out of the ballpark, no problem. But you can only do that if you are prepared. And the only way you can be prepared is by constant repetition. Repetition in front of a mirror, repetition in front of your phone so you can listen to yourself. As an old school kind of a guy, I do prefer a mirror. Mirror is a lot less forgiving than a video recorder, and it gives you instant feedback. So I still suggest doing that in front of a mirror, answering these questions. Of course, if you want to share and get some feedback from people that you value and that you trust, whose opinions you trust, by all means, make a recording on your telephone and send it to them and solicit feedback. But always rely on true and faithful, developed over many, many, many decades, questions and answers to these questions. It's not the time to be, how should I say, this is not the improv. This is the Broadway. For improv, you can get on the stage and just start rambling and hope to be funny. Broadway takes months of preparation before they do a show, and every step is choreographed. No matter how competent, how great the actor is, the greater the actor, the more preparation they use. You're on stage, you're an actor, you're selling your stuff. Your job is to get the job. You're not going to get a job by being unprepared. So be prepared. And hey, what was that question that was positive? What are the, what did he ask? What did he ask? What weaknesses do you bring to the table? I don't believe in weaknesses. I believe in opportunities for improvement. And as a motivated, dedicated professional, I guarantee constant, unrelenting improvement because I'm so dedicated to you. And on that note, I'll leave you with another installment of the Career Guru podcast. And I can't wait to see you again soon or to speak with you soon. And I can't wait to get more of your feedback. Please give me feedback. I'm here for you. Here's the Career Guru signing off, wishing you all the best. Hey, election is just around the corner. Let's have some fun. God bless you all. Well, friends and aspiring career gurus, this was fun. Thank you for tuning in. I feel enlightened, I feel empowered, and I'm feeling grateful that we spend time with you. For more information about Boston Career Institute, please visit our website, bostoncareer.org. Boston Career Institute has 3 campuses located in Brookline, Massachusetts, Malden, Massachusetts, and Lowell, Massachusetts. Call our toll-free number, 888-383-6058. For questions, comments, and or information about our podcast, email me at thecareerguru@bostoncareer.org. The Career Guru podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, our website, bostoncareer.org, or wherever you stream your podcast. Subscribe, stream, rate, and review our shows. Your rating and reviews help our show reach new audiences. Produced by PodPro Entertainment, the Career Guru lives within a network of podcasts located at podproentertainment.com. # the new radio. Looking forward to seeing you soon. All the best to you. My name is Steve Yanovsky. I am the Career Guru. May God bless you. # let's career up.